So I'm live apparently, hope I am. There's always this drag, there's this delay here. So first of all, I'm not going to do anything until you tell me I don't sound like a robot and the sound's coming through or anything like that, but I hope everything's well. Thank you for asking me stuff. I shall get back to that in a minute. I'm going to have a bit of a ramble before we start the non-review, which I'll explain in a minute. Whoa, hello, why has that happened? That's not going to be... That's not silent mode, is it? Sorry, that's my own... That's basically, I look at the comments on here instead of the computer when I can, but it just started making noises at me. My own face has come up, which is disturbing me greatly. Brilliant. So I'm glad you've asked the questions. It's really important. So I hope you're all well. I hope everybody's good. And this is now getting on to a few weeks of kind of lockdown style life. And again, more than ever, my magic is completely keeping me sane now. I mean, I did a video a while ago talking about how we can use our magic to get through the situation, and it's just becoming so important to me. And the idea, whether it's these products or picking them up and playing with it, and I do always learn them, that's the thing, or whether it's my own stuff that I'm learning, going through the Forte books that I am at the moment, it's just getting into that. I'm just so glad I've got this community and I've got this I was going to say hobby, but it kind of is more than that, isn't it? It's a lifestyle, and I'm just brilliant. So thank you all for being there. Some of you have been on Facebook as well, watching my videos. Thank you for that. Thanks for being such a great community. So the reason I keep looking down there is because even though I've got my phone here, they're right there, the comments, and just checking everything's okay. So the mic's good, sounds good. That's great. So here we go. My name is Steve Faulkner, and this is Real Magic Review, and this is the Insta by Harrius. And before we do that, the usual things, please like, please subscribe, makes all the difference. Yes, I know I say it every time, and I always will, because it is just profound. If someone shares it, likes, it gets noticed on YouTube and my views go up. And there is a lot of stuff on the internet at the moment. Every magician is doing online stuff, which is a brilliant thing. It's getting really creative, and it's really good to see. But I just need as much help as I can get, which again we'll go into in a minute. I'm going to have a look at the questions. There's been a couple of questions. There might be some are the Insta related questions, which I shall look at in a minute. But let's have a look. I was debating about getting this, but had trouble finding any place selling it. So I think I got this from Vanishing Ink, sent me this. This is not a Vanishing product, but they sent me this one, so I think it's on there. And let's have a look. Where's a good place to get this? Longest performance. What is my longest performance? Sorry, I should be looking on here. Make it look at the camera. Sorry. Right. Let me just. Tom said he'd been with the kids, because I said I have my kids. I have shared care with the kids, and I'm a single parent. So these questions, this is my conversation. This is my adult conversation that I'm having here. So it's going to be a waffle. It really is. Thanks for doing this during these times. Do you know what? I'm getting probably more from this than you are, I should think. And every day I nearly, I go, do I want to do it today? Because the last couple of days have been a bit challenging for some reason or another. And I kind of think, should I just give myself the night off? And then I think, no. And it's lovely because it makes me learn the tricks, and it gives me this deadline, which is great. Newly subscribed. Thanks, Chris. I know is it a trick or a gimmick? I'll get into as much detail as I can without giving it away. I've also got a little bit of footage of me playing with it. And don't forget, I only opened the box up day before yesterday. So Tom said the difference between close-up, parlour and state. Was that the difference with this trick, Tom, or is that just generally walk around parlour and tabletop? So I'll see if what you mean by that, whether you think, what is this for walk around tabletop or parlour? But a lot of people actually do ask me the difference between parlour and stage and tabletop. For me, parlour magic is that bit between stage where you can still do kind of close-up stuff, but it has to play a bit bigger. And I love doing parlour because it's like doing one table when you've usually got 20 tables to get around, or 10 tables, you've got one, and you can get like half an hour or whatever it is to just take your time. So I do close up in parlour, but you play a little bit outwards, a little bit wider, but you can still do the kind of close-up stuff without cameras. But I still think you have to finish with something that's a little bit, that plays, everything needs to play forward. That's the thing. You can't really have too much going on around here, which is interesting talking about this. I love the effect, but too scared of dropping the cube to perform it. Well, this is the thing. I've got to say something about this, and I genuinely want to know your thoughts on this. I am not affiliated with anybody. Vanishing Ink share my my reviews, some of my reviews on their blog, as do Murphy's. Murphy's Magic share it on their site as well. And as you know, other people, some of you share it, which is lovely. That's it. Different people give me stuff. Vanishing Ink give me stuff. And they usually their own stuff, but sometimes other things that they sell that of other people's, like this. And Murphy's send me stuff every month, and independent creators, Big Blind Media send me stuff. You know, really, really supportive, lovely people to do that, because they don't have to, because I think they're all doing all right, and it kind of keeps me going. But I do have a choice. I've got the, as you might know, some companies do affiliate links, and affiliate links are where I can put a link below. Like I did with the Turner Watch. I did this with a Turner Watch. I didn't do a review. The link went below, and if anybody bought one through that link, I got like a 5% commission. I had that, not one person, not one person bought one with a link, which is fine, because that is not why I'm doing it. I genuinely don't mind. I think if you find those old links, they don't work anymore. But I've been given an affiliate link for this, and I was like, I don't want to do it, because I can't review a product I've been given an affiliate link for, because even if I say I'm not going to be biased, subconsciously I am going to be, because I know in my head that if loads of people, like if 1,000 people, which is never going to happen, I would get 5%, by the way. I'll be totally honest. This is as transparent as you like. If 1,000 people bought this, I can't help but even subconsciously be biased by that. So this is not a review. This is my opinion as a magician playing with this, all right? I'm not going to tell you to buy it, and I'm not going to tell you to use the affiliate link. It will be down. It's not there yet, and I don't even know if it will. It might not even get one. So, but apparently there is. So if people do buy this below, it's I get a 5% commission, but don't feel pressured. It's not why I'm doing it. But at the moment, I kind of need everything I can get, because, yeah, I'm not working very much. So very generous offer from Vanishing Ink to do that. And so if you're wondering where to buy it, it's there. But I just thought I'd be honest. I genuinely want to know how you feel. I promise I won't be consciously biased, and I will never put affiliate links under stuff I genuinely don't love and wouldn't use. I promise you that. And there's a lot of stuff I say is good that I wouldn't necessarily use professionally, and wouldn't recommend for some people. So I'll be honest about that. So let me know what you think. There will at some point be an affiliate link down there for me to get 5%, and you can use it if you want. So it's not a review. Not a review. Why would I review it? It'd be silly, wouldn't it? Because it's an affiliate link. But many of you will know that I perform Venom Cube on stage. Henry Harrius's Venom Cube, and it is part of my professional repertoire. And there's a bit of footage of me on stage doing it, not on here, on the site, so have a look at that if you want. And it's just something I absolutely love. I got really geeky about Rubik's Cubes about 1.5 years ago. It was just something that just ticked so many boxes for me. I'd never really learnt it. I learned some stuff. Got the, I'm going to look up there because I always hear Takemitsu size, the cube, learnt that. Tom Crosby gave me the reference to that, and it just had the best time, and learnt some stuff off the Stephen Brundage Cube 3 thing, and just got really into it. So very geeky about it now. So this came out, and I didn't get it. I didn't get it because I thought, when am I going to do it? I thought it looks like the sort of thing that's going to take, I had no idea how it was done. It looks like the sort of thing that's going to take loads of setups. It looks like the sort of thing you'll do once, maybe on Instagram, and have to sort of reset stuff. So it wasn't that interesting. I didn't see where it would fit. Then I saw Henry Harrius perform this, and the thing I'll say about his stuff, and I am a bit of a Henry Harrius fanboy. I don't think he's put one thing out that's rubbish. A bit like Shooter Gower. Shooter Gower put a few things out, actually, that I didn't think were great, but actually as a magician, I really love Shooter Gower's stuff. You know, anything he does. Thimbles, if he can make thimbles look magical, brilliant. And I feel a little bit that way about Henry Harrius. I like everything he does, and Dan and Dave Buck, it's just, there's a quality to it. You know that you can't imagine him, or Dan and Dave Buck, or people like that, putting anything out rubbish. They might put stuff out you don't like, but you can't imagine it not being quality. So I said to him at the session, I said, can you send us one? He said, yeah, I might do it, and he didn't, but which is fine. But Vanishing gave me one, I was well happy. So I got it back, and the reason I didn't buy it may have been because a lot of people didn't buy it. I kind of thought it's going to be It's not going to look that good, that's what I thought. But I saw Henry do it, but it's Henry, and he sort of invented it, didn't he, when Vincent, I think, helped him out. I'm not sure of the invention of it, but Vincent K came up with some of the ideas on the download, and he performed it on stage, and I like the way he performs his own stuff, and it just looked brilliant. And then he did it in his lecture, and I just went, I had no idea that was how it was done. I just had no idea. So for me, the gimmick is it's the definition of elegance. This is because you look at it and go, is that it? You know, and it's not, is that it as in you're disappointed? It isn't one of them. It's not. It's just like, how does that make all that look like that? And you realise what's going on is there's a lot of psychology going on, and I love this sort of stuff. What happens is one thing, and then your head just fills in the blanks. And I just went, that is just lovely. I still didn't buy one because I didn't have the money, because I bought about 12 books. But it was something that niggled me, and I thought maybe he'll send me one, so I thought I'd get away with it. So I got one, I got it out 2 days ago, it sat on my shelf. It sat on my shelf for the same reasons. I just thought it's going to be really, even after seeing it, I thought it's going to be one of those things I'm going to have to sit with for a few hours. I haven't got the time at the moment. But I got it out, played with it, the usual, oh, it's so satisfying, isn't it? So satisfying. The usual nice little bag, and then you've got the cube. You do get the cube in it, and you get the gimmick, which I'm not going to show you, sorry to say, and I hope I haven't done that thing I usually do of exposed a code where you can download it. No. And then you get stuff in it for making a second gimmick. So you don't make it, it's all kind of half made, but it's important because you can do something else that Vincent does on the download. So you're ready to go. One of the gimmicks you are ready to go with, it's already made up. The other you can make up, and you can change it if you want, or just make a second gimmick or have it as a spare. So that's what you get. And what I will say is that I started watching the download and thought, oh, it's a bit complicated, it's a bit weird. And after 10 minutes, I had it set up and was doing it. And I sat and played with it like a toy. And I mean that in that kind of really exploratory, fun way of doing it again and again and again. And within about 20 minutes, I understood it. It's intuitive. I understood why it worked, understood how it worked, understood how it went on the thing. The cube itself has been doctored as well, but that's already been done. But you can also do other stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute. So all that fear about it looking really fiddly isn't at all. When you actually play it, it makes complete sense. I'm going to show you a bit of footage because it's footage of me playing. And don't forget, and I filmed it about half an hour ago. And I got it out of the box, and I haven't been doing hours and hours of practice with it. I've done a bit, and I can use a cube. But here's a clip of me playing with it, and I'll talk over it and tell you what's happening here. So this is the first. This is the you've got to learn that one little sequence, and there's the solve, and this is an extra solve he gives you on it, a like throw thing. And this is that's the button solve. I think that's Vincent's solve. And this is Vincent's thing, and I do this badly, by the way, but you can make this look a lot better. But there's a different way. I don't know why I did that little bit. A different way of doing it there. Oh, and this just shows you that you can do it with the Takemitsu Sai Sove, or you can have it all ready to go. Do that, and then after that you can still do it. So I wanted to show you that because I like to show you a kind of non-honed practice. But don't get me wrong. I have sat there for probably a couple of hours. I showed it to a kid. There's a kid on my street that has just learnt the Rubik's Cube, and I walked past and he's sitting outside with the cube. He's my son's friend. He's 10 years old, and he's just learnt the cube. And I said, I'll show you this. And I showed him it this morning on the way here this afternoon. And he really, really liked it. My kids liked it. My friend liked it. Everybody saw it, who I live with, said they had no idea. So just to let you know, and that's quite a good barometer for me. If people I know can't see that I'm doing anything, it's a good thing. So, is it for everybody? It is that moment. It's a real moment. The thing I like about it is that it can fit into the existing routines. You saw me do the behind the back, the one-handed thing, which I do anyway. You can do that and mix it with this. You can also mix it with Venom Cube, which is without a doubt what I'm going to do. So you do that first, and then you give the cube out. They mix it up and you go into Venom Cube. Now there is an argument to say, why would you do that? It's kind of like a different effect, but when I'm going to try it. But I'm going to use this. This is now part of my repertoire when I start working again. And that's why I will put an affiliate link below it, because I have no doubt whatsoever. There's not one single reason I can think of I wouldn't use it. But is it for everybody? No, it isn't. some people say, is it sleight of hand? Is it self-working? It is not self-working. I would say the Venom cube is kind of self-working. You don't really have to do anything. You have to remember like 4 things, which doesn't make it self-working. You still got to perform the thing. You can't just sort of talk through it. And I think performance sometimes is harder than sleight of hand, but it's not like that. There's a kind of move that is very easy, but you're not going to be, it's kind of a little bit knacky. It's not knacky in the way that something like level 1 is, where you're going to spend a couple of weeks before it looks smooth. It's knacky as in I sat there for half an hour before it looked like it kind of had to. It still doesn't look like it does when Henry does it, but I've kind of got it now. So it's not going to take you long. You've got to remember a 4-move bit, which I could, was intuitive, so I could remember it straight away. And I've got a memory like a sieve, especially at the moment. It's awful. And bringing the thing in and out, that's probably the bit, that bringing the thing out and then handing the cube out is probably the bit that is the most like sleight of hand. You're going to, I've played with it a bit and I still want to practice it a little bit more to make it look completely convincing. Now, you can still do the move and for Instagram. It's not called Insta because of Instagram, by the way. He said that at the session. It's called Insta because it's instant, I think. But it's, yeah, that's the only bit really. The sort of bringing in and bringing out is going to take, the bringing in's easy actually. The bringing out's going to take maybe a little bit of practice if you want to do that and hand the thing out. So I knew before I even got this that I love it because of what I saw at the session. So it is a biased review. I'm not. It is going to take a little bit of work. One thing I will say about this, and he says this with Venom Cube, is that if you get things out of order and you mess the cube up, because what it is, you come with, we've got the cube like this, and you can learn a stack to get it in and out of. Excuse me. Ugh, something nice. If you mess up, like I did the other day, you can get a cube app to tell you how to solve it. Or if you've got some CubeSmith, stuff like that. I really suggest learning the cube if you're going to do any of this stuff. It's not that hard. If an idiot like me can do it, because my brain doesn't really work like that, I would learn it, because if you do get lost, you're going to want to be able to get it back. And it's not ideal, and you probably won't with practice, but I don't want to be getting an app out and kind of walking through it. I think learn to use the cube with all this stuff. If you're going to take a cube on stage, the least you could do is learn to use it. So let me just check if I haven't missed anything. Oh yeah, there's lots of different solves on it. There's this button, so all the stuff that I did there, and there's a few more. And then Vincent comes on and he's got this really different way of doing it, where you'll see it on the trailer, it makes a square jump from one place to another. Will I perform this? Without a doubt. Will I perform it on stage? Absolutely. Will I perform it in parlour? It's in there now, which is why I was quite enthusiastic about it. Let me just check that I've got. It says CGI effect you can perform live. That's what it says on the box, and I just wanted to say that is, I think, true. And I've covered everything, I think. So it's your questions now. Let's have a look. Love the effect, but too scared of dropping the cube to perform it. Okay, so you get the stuff. If you were to drop the cube and break the cube, it's a normal cube. It's got stuff in the box that you can use to work it with any speed cube. And the one I think that, and I'm not saying this, I'll just buy mine, Vincent sell the Henry Harrius one, which is a normal cube. It's not very expensive, but you can get them on Amazon as well and stuff. And you can make your own. It's not like a really don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Let's have a look. Question for you, Steve. I have been in and out of doing magic for 45 years now, and last year, I don't know why, but each time I do a trick, I start to get nervous and my hands shake slightly. Gary, you're not on your own, mate. I do that every time. This is, to me, now an easy trick, and I still get a bit of that. It's completely normal. Part of the practice process is after performing it. The practice doesn't stop with your first performance. That's part of it. And that shaky hands comes with repetition. So I almost learn how to do the trick with a slight handshake, or try and misdirect from the fact that my hands are shaking. But it is just part of the process. And it's just something some of us have to go through. And I've seen the best in the world, at conventions, when they're trying something new, and you can tell they're trying something new with a little bit of a handshake. And it's just, I think it's just part of the process. So don't worry about it at all. What could go wrong with this? What could go wrong with it is that if the move that you do to make the thing happen, if you're a bit slow with that, or you get it a bit wrong, it might expose, which is why I don't like doing it live. I have a bit of footage of me doing it. I'd rather not, because if I get it wrong, even anything can go wrong and I might expose something. Now, I think if you see it live and you expose something, it won't register what it is still. It'll just be like, oh, that looks a bit weird. But doing it on here where people can play back. And then when you're sort of getting it into position, if you're not a bit careful, you could maybe do something there that may expose it. But as with most normal tricks, it's just like you've just got to be on it a little bit, and you've got to kind of make sure you've rehearsed it so you can do it unconscious. You're in sort of an unconscious competence stage where you can kind of chat as you're doing it. And there's not a lot to learn here, really. It's just that one moment. What's the first Rubik's Dream product you would buy if you had one? Okay, so I haven't got Rubik's Dream or Rubik's Dream 360. And if you're ever watching this, Harrius, I haven't got them. Harrius? Henry. All right, if you're ever watching this, Harrius, I ain't got it. I don't mean to call you by surname. Henry, I haven't got them. I'd like them. I'd like them. I'll say they're good because I know they are. If I was to buy one, I really like the Rubik's Dream. The Rubik's Dream 360 didn't, when I saw it at the session, I preferred the Rubik's Dream, I think. But if you're going to be doing it on stage, I think Venom Cube, I just think it's such a strong routine. It's a corker. It's a real corker. And it plays really big. But Venom Cube's great as well. I think it's brilliant. And I would learn the Cube, the Takemitsu Usai. I have to keep looking because I hate getting people's names wrong. I'd learn that as well with a normal cube because I think that's great. What would you like to see next from Henry? Them two, what I just mentioned, coming through my door. It's terrible, isn't it? It's always on like a child. I don't know, really. It'd be interesting to see what he comes up with. I loved his lecture, and I'm not sure whether he got lecture notes. I think he might have. His elastic band stuff was really nice. This beautiful kind of thing at the session where his lecture stuff's really nice with elastic band. So he's just got that. Even the download looks great. It's really nicely shot. It's got like a little vignette around it, and it's nice. And there's an interview with Vincent, like I said, and there's an in-depth interview actually on at the end of this. A 90-minute download you get with this. And I know I'm a bit gushy, but it's brilliant, and I think brilliant magic tricks should be gushed over. Let's have a look. Because I did a bit on TV many years ago, and it was fine, great. Yeah, the mechanics. This is surprisingly simple and practical. It is. I'm going to put my neck out a little bit and say and I don't like using this word. It's a little bit genius. I looked at that and thought that thing, the what it does, the effect it makes is just a lovely thing. I think it's very, very clever. Somebody said that they felt disappointed when they got it. I don't think so at all. I think I wouldn't be. Don't expect. Sometimes you see the effect and you expect something really ultra kind of mechanical, and it's not like a big electric thing. You push a button and it does it all for you. Okay, so I think that's covered it. I'll have a look and I'll blabble on for another couple of minutes in case another question comes up. But like I said, let me know what you think about the affiliate thing. I would like if people do offer me a little affiliate link now and then, if it's something I genuinely like, I'll use it. But I'm really worried about people not trusting my reviews, because I will be totally honest with you. I genuinely will be. And Vanishing Ink have already said to me, look, if you don't like our stuff, we don't mind. It's really important. Just because we're sharing your stuff, we want you to be totally honest. So, and I think that I kind of believe that. So thank you very much. Listen, be safe. Use magic as I am at the moment. Sometimes if you're feeling, there's been a couple of days recently that I've been feeling pretty low, pretty down, and I've been finding it really hard to motivate myself. And I have to literally open my magic book at night when my kid's in bed, and it's like, oh God, here we go. Because I know deep down that when I get the cards out within half an hour, I'm in flow, and it's like the world doesn't exist. I'm just in that moment. So, if you're feeling that kind of lack of motivation at the moment, and some of you will, some of you won't, just try and give yourself a half hour a day to just disappear into a magic book, disappear into a trick. I've loved practicing with this and a lot of the other stuff I've been practicing with. Just really good fun. And this has got like a cyclical practice thing. So you can practice it. You don't have to reset everything. It all kind of, which is important, pretty much an instant reset. You don't have to worry about anything like that. And angles, forgot to mention angles. Angles are fine, obviously, if someone's standing there and they're looking up into your hands, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. So thank you very much. Thanks for coming. thanks for being lovely. I shall probably be here on Monday, but always check in with the messages in case anything happens, because things are so up and down at the moment. Check out cardmagiccourse.com, please. I'm incredibly proud of it. I think I forgot to mention it at the beginning. Just go and have a look at it, and that'd be lovely. And like, subscribe, share. I've said that. Be safe. Follow me on Instagram, Real Magic Review, and have a great one, everybody. Take care. Bye. There we go.